Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh, and what I want to talk about tonight, Pitt-Penn State, final game that we're going to see for a very, very long time. It doesn't sound like they're going to renew this rivalry anytime soon, and, you know, hopefully I get to see another one of these games at some point in my career, in my lifetime, but it's still up in the air. You know, Pitt resumes rivalry with West Virginia in a couple years. Penn State says it's basically doesn't have any room on its schedule. And they don't want to play a home and home with Pitt. They would rather play home and homes with other teams. But if I'm Pitt, maybe I try to offer them a 3-2. 3 games up there for 2 games down here. Try to do a 10-year series, 6-4, something like that. This game should be played, and it's so disappointing, and it's a shame that this game is not being played after tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last one. Now, you'll hear from Narduzzi coming up a little bit later in this program and his reaction to this rivalry coming to an end. I mean, I know a lot of Pitt fans are upset about it, and I do know a lot of Penn State fans are upset about it, despite not admitting to it sometimes. But I definitely think that it's a shame. It's a shame that this rivalry is coming to an end, because that was something that both fan bases could talk about for a year. It was something that you could get excited about. Big Ten versus ACC, Pitt versus Penn State, all the memories there. And I understand that that was a long time ago and things are different now. But, you know, attendance is declining. People want to watch games on TV. So why not play your rivalry? Why don't you localize games? Why don't they just revamp college football altogether and make conferences that are regionally aligned? I would do something like that, where you're playing West Virginia, Penn State, Pitt. Only makes sense, right? Keep all these teams together. I mean, even if you want to put Ohio State in that conference, and then go down to Maryland, and you could go up to Syracuse, Temple potentially, and just try to, you know, develop, 16-team conferences or something like that, where, you know, you're regionalizing it. And that's what I think that college football should go to, something like that. And I don't know how you would do that with to keep it a Power 5. That way, maybe you do regionalized Power 5 conferences somehow. But there's just so much involved into it. I mean, look at West Virginia, for example. Their nearest opponent is 800 miles. And, okay, the football team is traveling back and forth on charters and stuff. But now you got the track team, and you got, West Virginia doesn't have men's track, but cross-country teams, baseball teams, and they're traveling all the way to, Iowa State, and Texas, and all these other schools that are just so far away. And I just don't see how that makes any sense at all. I understand being in the Big 12 makes sense for West Virginia. Being in the Big 10 makes sense for Penn State monetarily, like being in the ACC for Pitt. If Pitt didn't join the ACC, they'd have been out. They'd have been on the outside looking in, so they had to do something. But I would love to see the conferences being more regional, instead of just taking teams to fill spots. And that's what it feels like. Now, I do understand, like, Pitt essentially fits in the ACC because it is on close to the East Coast, close enough. But and Penn State's kind of in the Big Ten, I guess. But, you know, if Penn State's in the Big Ten, Pitt's more of a Big Ten team because they're closer to all these teams. But what I'm getting to is those two schools should be in the same conference no matter what it is. Same with West Virginia. And those 3 schools should be playing every year. Imagine how exciting it would be if Pitt, West Virginia, Penn State all played every single year. Somehow got Notre Dame into the mix. Whatever. That I don't know what's going to happen in the future of college football, but it's probably going to stay like it is as long as it's making a ton of money. But, you know I've talked about this a ton with Paul Zeise, and he's going to be on the show tonight. But that, you'd much rather play in Akron, Ohio, Rutgers, or teams like that than getting a West Coast team over here that people aren't familiar with. The fact that Penn State plays teams like Idaho, and who'd they play last year? Georgia State, teams like that. That's a shame that teams like that are on the schedule. I always thought that if you're a Power 5 team, You should play all your conference games, and you should at least have to play Power 5 conference teams out of conference in the schedule. I understand it would be tough, but, hey, maybe you redo the whole landscape of the playoff, too, as well. So I would love to hear your opinion and hear what you have to think about Pitt-Penn State coming to an end. Is that something that, you looking more forward to the Pitt-West Virginia rivalry here coming up in a couple years? Are you sad to see it go? You'll hear from Narduzzi after the break, and also Paul Zeise coming up after the break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.